the first thing you notice straight away, or I've noticed straight away, since cutting up these little samples, they're little because that's all the Fibrapan and Fibralac I've got to work with, but that's fine for this test, is look at the grain. This Fibralac is much denser straight off the bat. That's Medite, which probably most of us use and know and trust, and we know what to do to get a good finish. And this is the Fibrapan, which has been the interesting topic of conversations. I know some people use it already, but I'd never heard of it. And being someone who cares about the finish I get, this is worth doing. But yeah, I haven't even done anything yet. And if you look at these samples, look at the Medite straight away compared to the Fibralac. I already know that that's going to give me a good finish easier, and I haven't even prepped these samples yet, which I'm going to do now. Okay, so these samples are being prepped 180 and then 320, and there's 2 samples of each, and I'm gonna spray 1 primer coat on one lot of samples, 2 primer coats on the other lot of samples, and a final top coat, and see how they compare with grain raising. Be amazing if the Fibrapan or Fibralac only needed 1 primer coat. Obviously my normal approach is 2 primers on water-based and 1 top coat, but sometimes I will do 2 top coat. Watch this space. Okay, well that was interesting. First coat of primer down. It's now dry. Haven't touched it at all. Haven't knocked it back yet with 320. And hopefully you can see that. That's your Medite MR that we know and trust right there. That's the Fibralac. That's the Hidrofugo. See, that's the edges. That's Medite. Fibralac, not Hydrolac, sorry, Fibralac. Hidrofugo. Now you probably can't see as well as I can. I've tried to make it easier by putting it near natural daylight, but yeah, Medite is noticeably furrier and has raised the grain more than the Fibralac and the Hidrofugo. I'd say between the Fibralac and the Hidrofugo, it's marginal, maybe slightly better on the Hidrofugo, but I'm going to knock them all back now with 320, and I'm going to give 3 of these samples a second coat of primer, and then we'll go with the top coat, Sailak 1899 pigmented lacquer top coat, which is my favourite. And but yeah, initial results, first coat of primer, that's interesting. Back in a mo. Okay, so 3 of these samples are drying. They've had a second coat and they're in the booth drying at the moment. So these are the 3 samples. I've had 1 primer coat and been knocked back with 320. That's the Medite. That's the Fibralac. And that's the Hidrofugo. So that's 1 coat of primer, knocked back with 320. I've probably gone a bit fierce with the 320, as you can see from the edges. Now we know water-based is more work, we all know that, but you can get good finishes Depends how much time is an issue for you, to be honest. So these will get a top coat next, along with the other 3 samples that have had their second coat of primer and that are drying at the moment. Okay, so results wise, and bearing in mind, say I recommend 2 primer coats and 1 top coat in their waterborne paints, or waterborne pigmented lacquers, technically. The results are in. Medite with 1 primer coat, 1 top coat is just not acceptable. That's never going to happen. Whoops. Fibralac's better, and the Hidrofugo is even better again with 1 primer coat, 1 top coat, to the point where I would say that's acceptable for internals. If I wasn't using melamine and painting the insides of wardrobes, alcove units, cupboards, then 1 primer coat, 1 top coat on the Hidrofugo, 1 inside would be fine. This top row have all had 2 primer coats, 1 top coat. Medite's not bad, and obviously that's what I've been using. Fibralac is better again, and the Fibrapan Hidrofugo has come out the best with 2 primer coats and 1 top coat. So that's what I'm going to be using. That's what I'm going to be doing now for wardrobe doors, fillers, outside panels. 2 primer coats, 1 top coat on Fibrapan Hidrofugo MDF. It is better than the Medite, sorry, but you could see that from the beginning. It was denser before I even touched it. And yeah, very good results with just 1 primer coat and 1 top coat. So that's a big advancement, I would say. And just in terms of the level of finish, for 2 primer coats, 1 top coat, as the paint manufacturer recommends, it is better than the Medite, the finish. So for waterborne paints, I think we're just confirming what people have been, what the rumours have been, and is that this board is superior for painting finishes, and that's what I'm going to be using. So thumbs up, Fincer. Sorry, Medite.